What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Relentless Racing League. 2 races left here for the Promethean Group Arca Series. Tonight we come at you from a newly rescanned Bristol. Don't know if the cars handle any differently, but definitely looks a lot newer. It looks more up to date. They did a rescan. Bristol won the track. Get the release, and we're out here racing for 200 laps here tonight. It's qualifying's about to get underway. Alright, while Bristol qualifying is underway. Gonna be a wreck fest heading. What tech fest, Jeremy? What tech fest? Alright, we got qualifying underway. 2 races left. Johnny Brugg coming in tonight with a 12-point lead over. I just had that up. No, I closed like a dork. Oh. I mean, he's having an issue. Clatterbuck. 12-point lead for Mr. Rocketman Johnny Brugg over Joshua Clatterbuck coming in tonight. Currently, that number 81 of Riley Hoots sitting on the pole. John Knighty going second quickest. I think he spun out on his second lap there. Got some more guys out there. Tyler Berry's out there qualifying. He's going to put, I believe, his first lap in, if not coming to his warm-up. Or completing his warm-up lap. Ooh. Also, going into next season, I don't know how long our off season is going to be. Actually, I get with Tony about that. He's tracking some stuff. But from what I know, we should be using a new Arca card. I'm not 100% sure. I know for the longest time we have been doing this, even from back in the M.dot days. They've always went with the Arca cards, and usually a good amount of free tracks for new people coming into iRacing. That way they have access to the new tracks. So it'd be interesting if we do go to the new Arca cars. Our points leader, Johnny Brugg, Rockman out there qualifying right now. Currently, Riley, who's top of the board. Brugg a 10th off. Roberson coming back, missing last week. Second lap for Johnny Brugg. He will go quick time. Number 1, P1 for the number 4, I should say. 14.68. Roberson still out there having to complete his second lap, and he's going to take that quick time away. Roberson top of the board. How close were these times? Wow. 2/1000th of a second difference between P1 and P2. Still got some guys out there. I think he has done qualifying. 55 of Craig Martin in a really cool looking scheme out there qualifying. He don't look like he has a bumper, but I know he does. He has a claymore on the back. That is awesome. Does he have a Volkswagen symbol on the front? Oh my gosh, he does. Alright, well, we can't talk to P2 in points, so what we'll do, we'll go ahead and pull P1 in points up here. What is going on, Clatterbuck?
What's going on, man?
We can't talk to P1, we can talk to P2. Man, coming in, 2 races left in the season. Brugg, he's a rocket out there. What is the strategy to make up 12 points in 2 races, my guy?
Oh, man, just stay off the wall, stay out of the cars, and try to survive the chaos. So far in qualifying, that didn't work too well. I touched the wall on both laps and starting in the rear. So maybe that's a safe spot. We'll see.
Yeah, so they did a refresh, a reskin, whatever you want to call it, to Bristol. Do you notice any difference in how the track handles, or is it more just a visual refresh?
So for me, turns 3 and 4, or going into turns 3 and 4, right at the entry of 3, there's a section of bumps on the outer line that I'd never really noticed before. But man, if you get into those bumps too heavy, you're getting tight and going up in the wall almost every time. Um,
But was that
maybe I
just?
just hadn't noticed it before, but other than that, I think the track's pretty good. It's about the same as it was before.
I think it looks a lot cooler now. Like
Oh,
with
dude,
the updated graphics and the updated paint. Like, I know we're about to grid. I was telling someone this in another league I was broadcasting. It's so weird when you go to these tracks in person, like Martinsville, North Wilkesboro, Bristol, and then you watch them on iRacing, how different they look. It throws me off. Like, whenever I see Wilkesboro in iRacing, I'm so thrown off because I've been there twice, and it looks so different nowadays. So I'm glad they did the refresh. It was well needed.
oh, me too. It really has been impressive on all the tracks I've done since.
Well, man, I'm gonna let you get out of here. Real quick question: are we gonna be seeing you in Xfinity next season?
As far as I know, yeah, I'd love to.
Well, you might want to
That's
message your team owner there and fair.
well, it's I've talked to a couple of them about it, and I've told them, yeah, absolutely, I will. Where they want me.
All right, man. Well, good luck here tonight. Good luck next week at Charlotte, and hopefully, I don't wish bad about Brugg. I like Brugg; he's a cool guy, but I want some interesting stuff next week to talk about, not just a runaway with points. So hopefully, you guys can make it close
Oh,
going
I
into next week.
I agree. I'm going to try my best, man.
All right, man. Good luck.
Yep, thanks.
Let's go. Killicomans. How the heck do you? Ki- no, because there's no A. Kilcommons? I don't know. Butchering that. Hopefully he can tell me how to say it. Let's go over our starting lineup here tonight. So Charles Roberson stealing that bonus point from the playoff driver Johnny Brugg by 2/1000th of a second. I know it's showing 1 here, but on everything 2. Derek Pemberton, Riley Hoots, row 2. Row 3, Drew Holman, John Neidick. Row 4, Ryan McWheelan and Alan Bledsoe. John Nichols and Tyler Berry, row 5. Row 6, you have Andrew Gueda, Mike Weber. Going on to row number 7, Ryan Lowe, Jake Colomans, I don't know, Joshua Short, Craig Martin, row 8. Row 9, Philip Brown, everyone's favorite driver, Judd Ballou. Row 10, Matt Foreman Simone, not racing, Tony Frey, Juan Valiz. Row 11, row 12, Edward Pelt, John Dottle. Going on to row 13, Tyler Forsch and Joshua Clatterbuck going to have his work cut out for him. Plus side is, if he can survive the mayhem and get into that top 5, he can possibly get a bonus point for most positions gained. And that last spot in P27 is Tyler Slaga. I believe it is 2 pace laps here. It is a single pit lane, meaning you have to enter pit lane off of 2 and you exit out of 1. If you get a penalty here, it is costly. Just to drive through alone, you're losing about 2 laps. Another thing to keep an eye on under cautions is it is really tempting to hit the gas once you hit the commitment cone for the speed cone. But you gotta be careful doing that. You can get a penalty and a hold under the next restart. I would know. Happened to me last week at Bristol. So not Joe Roberts. I'm just messaging him. Mr. Charles Roberson. I'm going to probably get hate for that. Going to start us off with green here tonight. Driving bright to his outside. Green flag out in the air. Underway we go here at Bristol. I believe about the PO on him. Johnny Brugg actually got a really good restart. Might have an advantage here off of turn number 2. The Highline does build a lot of momentum, but Charles Roberson able to stay somewhat even. Brugg able to clear him into turn 3. Johnny Brugg wasted no time getting a bonus point there, and just behind them, it's a little bit of battle going on as Drew Holman just got around the 3 and Neidick, and now Neidick has his teammate Ryan McWheelan right behind him. I think of the Mirage SRR or something like that, running nose to tail just outside the top 5 and 6 and 7th. And for the most part, kind of starting to single file and out. A little bit of battle going on back here as Nichols is able to clear the 30 of Bledsoe. A little bit of battle going on. Mike Weber. I believe that's Weber in the 31. It is. He's stuck on the outside right now. Can't quite get down. Hard to the outside wall coming off of turn number 2. Almost contact between him and Philip Brown going into turn 3. Philip Brown, wise move there, checking up to avoid making contact with the slow number 31 on the outside. And they keep it green. Meantime, back up front, Johnny Brugg has already built up a 6/10 second lead over Charles Robertson in just 6 laps. Just behind Charles, you have P3 starting to go spicy as caution has flown. The number 82 spun around. Drew Holman and Derek Pemberton involved in the crash. Let's go see what happened here with Holman and Pemberton. There's Holman. Pemberton, you see him hitting the bumps, getting loose right in front of Holman. Nowhere for him to go, just innocent bystander, and the 82 making a small mistake. Now I'm back. I shut my door. No, JetBlue said he crashed. I don't know if he just stopped on track or... Oh, real quick. I don't know who did that paint team for Judd, but that looks really sweet. I actually like that paint team. Alright, had a message boss man there. Yopa, why aren't you in here tonight, buddy? Where you at? Whoa. Looks like Johnny Brugg off and shoots the outside line. No shock there as he got a really good jump on that initial start. They able to easily clear the 40 of Robertson real quick. Our second place driver in points we just talked to before the race. He's already up quite a bit. Already up 6 spots from where he started at in that short 8-ish lap run. Pace ran down pit lane into the Geico restart. That zone they go. Green flag back out in the air. I'm wondering how long it's going to take him to rename that Geico restart zone to whatever it's named to now. You see Nidek all the way up against the wall, almost into the wall there as he rode through 1 and 2. Bristol, one of these tracks where if you're not comfortable on the high line, you kind of get stuck out there. Nidek able to get a good run off corner exit. Not quite able to clear the 41 quite yet. John Nichols able to hold him tight, rolling through 3 and 4. Now he can get a run off corner exit. John gets a little bit loose. Nichols, that is. Nice. Still trying to clear, almost contact there between the two. He looks like we have a contact battle going on back here. Kuwaita went up and tapped the 76 just a little bit off of turn 2 last time by. There's Philip Brown, probably the most popular driver this season in Arca. Seems to always have a good following. And just as we mentioned, he gets into the 76. Into Mike Weber he goes. We stay green though, no caution yet. As I say that, the 51 getting loose, come back up a track. Ooh, and he's going to get a Joshua Short. They keep it green, though. That was a wreck that's been wanting to happen for half a lap, and somehow they managed to keep it green. Oh, Charles jumped to the pits. We're back to watching the battle. What happened here is Charles Roberson. Whoops. There's the 40 of Roberson right there. Something happened to Roberson. He jumped to the pits. Oh, he just pulled off. It looked like maybe he had something going on where he couldn't race no more, and he decided to pull down pit lane. Interesting. But Johnny Brugg, really the main competition he has had. Really, since Roberson came into the league, is out of the race. And if you're Clatterbuck, that's not something you want to hear.
The yellow flag is out.
Still messing Mr. Bossman as the yellow flag comes out. Andrew Gueda, I saw kind of door banging a little bit earlier. Not sure if that's what happened here. He does have quite a bit of right rear damage, and that will loosen this car up here at Bristol. There's Juan Valiz getting around him, and ooh, Mike Weber just came in hot off the corner. I don't know the 56. I don't think the 56 came down, but yeah, he definitely came down. That was just such an odd exit. I don't know if I can really fault the 31 of Weber on that. I mean, you're coming out of the corner. You're expecting that car to go high, and he just stayed low. Second caution of the night. Oh! Perfect time. Alright, Mr. Bossman. So, we got you in here under caution. You're talking about, we were mentioning about the next season because I was just trying to communicate what's going on with me. So hoping that we weren't doing the first week, but you say we're going to kick off the season on the 7th with the Duels for Xfinity. What else is going on next season?
Yeah, so right now, tentatively, we're scheduled to pick up. So the Cup's first race would be this, actually.
The night.
I take that. Xfinity's first race would be on the 7th. I'm assuming they're doing duels as well with Cup. So that will be our first race of the season, kind of an exhibition race, get everybody back into the swing of things, knock off some rust. So we'll have about a little less than a month off. Earlier, you were talking about whether we were moving to the new Arca car or not. Next season, we will be moving to the new Arca car.
I was wondering because ever since I've been with you guys back in M-Dot days, the main reason we've always used the Arca cars is because the Arca series was usually ran at a majority of free tracks. I don't know if you guys have kind of ventured away from that, but that's what I've always known for the Arca series to be. Is for brand new iRacers that don't have a lot of the tracks, they can still come in and race a lot of the tracks.
Yeah, we try to keep it pretty basic for the Arca series. We are moving to the new Arca car.
Dang, I gotta buy it.
The only, we weren't quite sure yet because we wanted to wait to see what it came with for setups. But they have a very good variety of setups, so we are going to make that switch next season. For those of our drivers who enjoy the current Arca car, this what is now known as the Legacy Arca car, this will be our next Friday Night Fun Series car.
Oh, you're not going to stick with Gen 6?
So I'm actually thinking about flip-flopping back and forth each Fun Series season. But I figure, a lot of these guys really like the Legacy Arca car, as it's known as now. So they'll still have the opportunity to race it within Relentless Racing League.
Now, progression, is that changing at all next season? I heard rumors. I just wanted to hear it from the word of the mouth.
Yeah, so we still have a few things to figure out, but we are looking at having the truck series added to the progression.
Kind of like how what is meant to be when y'all first introduced trucks.
Yes. So it may not be full implementation right away, just because we got to see what the numbers look like. And the Arca, we have a waiting list for the Arca series right now, so we may allow some drivers who may not, potentially meet the requirements move up just to free up some spots. But there'll be more to come on that as we get the other series higher up
Yellow
set.
flag.
It'll kind of tell us what we're looking at for the truck and Arca series going forward.
Now, for the guys that are racing Arc now, are they kind of grandfathered into being able to jump up the Cup or not Cup? Wow, that's a big jump up to Xfinity instead of having to race through trucks, so they just race the full season in Cup or Arca.
So it's going to be really dependent on what the numbers look like and how we progress forward with that. But there'll be more information out as we figure out the numbers for the current Xfinity series. But my intention right now is to open the available Xfinity seats to the truck guys first, and I can tell you from what I've seen already, there's not a lot of them looking to move up. So um, we may allow some of the current Arca series drivers to move to Xfinity based on how many open seats we have.
And Matt brought up a good point. Did you mean to say Friday Night Fun Series?
I'm sorry, Sunday Night Fun Series. It used to be.
Are we switching nights?
It used to be Sunday Night Fun or Friday Night Fun Series. I forgot we switched it. My bad. It's Sunday night. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty stacked field all the way through. Trucks is kind of the one that I'm not 100% certain on how that's going to play out.
Trucks kind of fallen out last couple of weeks. Like Trucks usually had the numbers and Arca struggled. Now Arca has the numbers and Truck is struggling.
Yeah. So, and we have some Xfinity drivers dropping down to trucks. I'm sure we're gonna have some Arca drivers moving up to trucks. So we just gotta wait and see where the numbers come out, and we'll go from there.
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, championship is next week for Xfinity, and really all series, but the championship 4 is next week. What are your picks for Xfinity and Cup?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I feel like the Cup Series could really go either way.
I'm gonna go Forns just because he's had all that time to really dial in and practice Richmond, and that's why I say that race is the third most important race to win in the season.
Yeah, and he seems to just show up when it matters. So I would not be surprised if Matt Forns ended up there. Ed Morris has been fast as hell all season. Same with Angel Hernandez, and William Moore has just been kind of quiet. He's there when it matters. He's always it really could go either way. It's all going to be about. Ooh, that's a big checkup. It's really going to be who. I fully expect a repeat of last season where everybody was very cordial with the championship 4 drivers. So I expect we'll have minimal cautions. And I have a feeling it's going to come down to who has the long run speed.
Yeah, I know last night in Texas went pretty well. I ended up all F4 because I was like, I'm not dealing with this damage. I had so much damage last night in my right rear after that. The only caution caused, like about 10 laps into that run for that second stage, I started almost losing every corner. I'm like, I'm not racing this, and almost losing at every corner for 20 more laps. I'm done. I'm not putting myself through hell.
One real caution. The only other cautions we had were for stage. So yeah, it was really clean race. Xfinity, it's hard to count out those DBR guys. They got 2 of them in the championship 4. I feel like one of them 2 is going to win it. Sam Gordon's been consistent, but he hasn't had the all-out speed. Justin May, I think he made it in off of the win at Talladega. He's been good all season, but he hasn't been DBR good.
Justin May would have made it in off of points.
Yeah, I think we talked about it during the broadcast too. It just kind of cemented his spot, but
Justin May actually had the most points last round.
No, I meant into the playoffs at Talladega.
Oh, yeah, that's right,
Yeah.
that's right. Oh, I can go back to that real quick and tell you. Nope, May was P4 after Talladega. So he didn't need that win at Dega.
Yeah, it was more of a sealing it just to make sure, because I think he was somewhere like 12th in points or something going into Talladega, somewhere around there. I could be wrong. I don't know. That seems like about 6 months ago for me.
But yeah, I would say Gordon is definitely like the sleeper pick. Like if he wins that, it's gonna be insane. I'll be rooting for Gordon because I always like the underdogs winning. And no against Fords. I think out of the 4 left, I think Fords might be the underdog. I think the only thing that gives him the slight advantage is the fact he's had 2 weeks to practice for Richmond.
Oh, absolutely. That 2 weeks matters.
Oh, absolutely. Like even just a week of practice, like dialing in matters. But when you have 2 full weeks, oh yeah.
Yep.
Riley Hoop's starting to really give Brugg a run for his money. Were you out there practicing the Arca cars?
Yeah, it was.
How different did it feel?
Everybody was saying it's loose, but the only time I really felt anything like crazy loose was early, first lap or two, running that bottom line coming off the corner. Other than that, it felt pretty good.
It almost looks like they're bottoming out too, going into the corners, especially here in 1. Yeah, Brugg and Hoos definitely a lot of bumps right there. I don't know if those got to be bumps they just put into the 3 skins. I don't remember Bristol having any bumps.
I don't remember feeling them when I was out there, but there was a couple times where the car wanted to get into a lazy spin, but I was also running hot laps, so it's really hard to judge.
Have you seen all the new tracks yet? All the updates?
I have not.
Homestead looks gorgeous. Teal walls, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I played around with Portland a little bit.
How is that track?
It's a fun track, but it's a narrow track.
On the schedule next year? Question mark?
I don't believe so at this point. But
Canadian Tire on the schedule?
No.
Oh, come on. Canadian Tire is fun.
Well, for one, there's no setup for it.
We didn't have a setup for Summit Point?
Yeah, but we had one that worked. And Canadian Tire is a killer if you don't know the track. I feel like that's one we would have to give some heads up to.
Not really. You just got to learn how to approach that hairpin right after the uphill. You'll learn how to take. Other than that, Canadian Tire is a very easy track to learn.
The uphill on towards the front of the track, front straightaway of the track, and then you don't know where that next corner comes up quick past the crest. So I don't think that's going to be on the schedule this season. I think we have 3 road courses on the schedule, but they're pretty standard road courses: Road America, Daytona Road, and Sonoma.
Oh man, I like more technical tracks. I loved when we went to Summit Point. I guess Sonoma is pretty technical. Actually, Sonoma is very technical. Actually, I think about it. A lot of managing the throttle, especially in the first half of the track. Really, actually, now I think about the whole track, because up the hill.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole track. Yeah, the whole track is managing your throttle.
Yep. And we kind of brought in another one of our previous tracks that we ran once before that I feel is going to be a lot of fun. Mobility Resort Motegi.
That's where we had
an all-star race. Yep.
Yep. I got wrecked out of it, and I was pretty pissed.
But we introduced a couple newer tracks, or ones that we have run every once in a while. We're bringing in Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
I hate the track in the next gen. It drives so bad there.
And like I said, Twin Ring, or what used to be Twin Ring, Mobility Resort Motegi. And we have no Martinsville this season.
Martinsville's their championship. That would be hell.
I feel like it's a fairly smooth schedule. We brought Phoenix in. We haven't run Phoenix in a long time.
Phoenix is one of those tracks I used to absolutely dread.
Once you find the rhythm, it's a lot of fun.
Yes. Once you find the rhythm and once you realize how to truly run the track, it's because I used to run your traditional short track. Oh, you got to run low. No, you don't got to do that at Phoenix. There's a way to approach Phoenix. Once you learn that way to approach it, it's a really fun track.
Yeah, so we didn't bring any crazy road courses this season. We brought in more unfamiliar ovals, I guess.
Darlington coming back?
So, not this season. We'll probably bring it. I think that's going to be one of our rotational ones. It was a lot of fun.
Finally learned how to drive it too.
But I mean, you've seen my schedules, the way we build them before. It's typically we introduce a couple oddball tracks, 1 or 2 per season, or something that we haven't run in a long time, and then we have our core normal tracks.
Whoa! Contact with
there's
Donald.
Nick Wreck.
Philip Brown, Joshua Short. Who is that? The 82 Pemberton as well?
Yep, I think it is.
I just went to that too.
Oh, and there's more wreck in the 51. Just come down across the 16 snows and then back up into the 82 and the 42. What is going on here?
We said the 81. Hold on, is that Arca Break Weekly going on?
51.
51.
No, he went to the apron and then came back up into another car. It was kind of an odd.
He went to go avoid the 82, but then.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, you really can't fault the 51 there because when the caution flies, and I've said this multiple times, and I wish they would fix this, your spotter shuts up. You don't know who's where, and it's so annoying when a wreck's going on, you don't know if there's still a car up there or not. So, yeah. I wish they would fix that.
Yeah, it was just a weird series of events there, in my opinion. But yeah, we're gonna kick off our next fun series season here. I think I think I have it somewhere like March, end of March. So that'll kind of keep some of the drivers entertained while we're getting everything set up for the upcoming season.
End of March.
Yeah, I think we kick it off March 30th. I'm actually building the schedule right now for it.
At the actual race. My first of 4 straight weeks of racing.
Ooh, that sounds tiring but fun.
Martinsville, Darlington, Bristol, and then me and the family were going to Rockingham for all 3 races there, which I'm kind of excited for because Arca, as much as a you-know-what show it is, I think it'll be really fun to go there and watch them wreck them, on the cars. So yeah, we got a pretty good deal. Rockingham, kids get them free, so we just had to pay for the adult tickets, and then my 2 kids got them free. So paid like $200 something for 4 tickets for all 3 events.
Yeah, I can't go wrong with that. Yeah, I think this season I am gonna try to go to Iowa and the Chicago Street Course again.
Bet ticks.
Yep. That's where I went last season. Last year I went to the Chicago Street Course.
How is that? Because my buddy was saying if we can get tickets there and he'll pay for the flight, we can go there. I'm like, I just don't know. Road courses seem so boring because it's so hard to watch all the action going on. That's why I like oval racing.
It is, but I will tell you, aside from the race, there's so much that they offer there. It's insane.
Oh yeah, I heard the pre-race ceremony, pre-race activities are probably some of the best.
Yeah. Concerts, driver introductions. They have all these different stands that you can go to get free swag. They had dirt bike, like the dirt bike jumps. I think there was like 3 or 4 concerts there.
Mr. Wigger Tuid said go to Gateway with them.
I thought about going to Gateway
Recently.
Last season. I put in for tickets for it for free, and I didn't get them. That's the only reason I didn't go. But
what a save by the 99! Wow.
I may go to Gateway this season as well. It's a little further drive than I would like, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Hey, Toods, how like hot? I know the drivers do it. Do you feel the heat of the fire that they have on the opening lap, like the drivers do, all in the grandstands, or no? Because that's probably the coolest spectacle of like pyro NASCAR does is that fireball that they do down the backstretch. But yeah, everyone asks because everyone asks me why don't I move somewhere closer, like friends and family. Caution comes out. It's like because I have way too many tracks within a 4-hour drive from me. Like way too many.
That's the downside to being where I'm at. Like it's about an 8-hour drive just to get to the closest racetrack.
Ooh, where do you live at again?
Middle of Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
So I got Michigan about 6 to 8 hours away. I've got Chicago. That's about 8-hour drive, 6 to 8 hours just because of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa's 7 hours. But really, that's Road America was great when they ran there because that was only a couple hours away.
Yeah, because I have Charlotte, Martinsville, Darlington, Wilkesboro, Rockingham out there going back there. Bristol's 4 hours away. Atlanta's 6 hours away. Richmond's 4 hours away. And I've gone to all of them. So
Yeah.
I kind of made it my goal to save up. I think me and the wife are going to try to meet up with other people and go to the Daytona 24 next year.
Oh, that'd be
and
cool.
just fly right into Daytona International. Because for some reason, up until this year, I never realized that the airport is literally right next to the track. I mean, on Irie, you see the planes. I'm thinking, it's like a half mile away. No, it's walking distance from the track.
Yeah. Well, if you remember I want to say it was the first race that was it. One of the presidents, you watched them fly in.
Yeah, Daytona this year.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean the first broadcasted race.
Oh, the one.
That was 1984.
There's Joe.
Well, yeah, I just came in fashionably late. We just finished our race. But yeah, what happened was in that race, Ronald Reagan was landing, and they got a really famous photo of Richard Petty going down the backstretch. That was Richard Petty's last win.
Yeah, because I was debating Daytona 500 or Daytona 24.
It was the Firecracker 400.
I just feel, since I've gotten so much into road racing, I think it'd be cool for my first road racing experience to be the biggest one in America.
I will tell you, Road America was awesome because typical road course, you can only see a portion of the track. However, if you sat in turn 5, all you had to do was turn around and watch the big screen, and it was showing the live broadcast. So
turn 5,
you got to watch
hairpin, right?
It's a downhill left-hander.
That's a no, that's not the hair. Well, I call it a hairpin because
It-
it feels like one. You gotta take it so damn slow, but it's just a
Technically, it would
90-degree
be-
left-hander.
Technically, it would be turn 3, but I don't know why they call it turn 5 because it's basically you're turning just a little bit down the straightaway. But technically, it would be turn 3.
Green flag,
But
green
it was-
flag.
It was cool because you could just look, you once the cars go past you, you turn around and watch the broadcast, and then when they come back, you turn around and watch them. And I mean, I was probably 4 feet off the track. That's
And you
how
can
close
see
to the
him-
track you were.
You can see him going on the uphill section too, from Canada to the final straightaway.
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing away with going to wacky road courses for a season, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna go more traditional this season, and then we'll probably.
I have always liked that about the Cup schedule. Is you usually always throw one unnatural road course that NASCAR never goes to or doesn't go to anymore, and I've always liked that. If we got a caution out.
Well, actually, we
Oh.
do.
Well,
Road,
I mean,
Road America.
yes, but I don't know. It's hard. Like, for example, last season was Summit Point. I think 2 seasons ago was Mid Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Like, you throw those like oddball ones in that. Really, if you're not a road racer like me, you don't race that a lot.
I still gotta say though, there are some good free tracks that we've never utilized. Maybe a little bit oddball, but I've always said Okayama would be a great road course.
I was
one
trying.
I'm-
I was
the
trying
one
to
I
tell
was-
Canadian Tire.
The one I was looking at was Le Mans.
Oh,
Mans.
I
Oh,
would
boy.
like Le Mans. It's just we would not be doing pacing laps there. It would take way too long. Oh my gosh, Peltz has got destroyed. He just pelted that wall. Wow.
Yeah, the 51 was sticking.
But I've actually already found a setup that works for that track. It's a big track, but I think it would be a lot of fun.
It would be, but we would just want to do cautions for stages, which I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I hate stage caution at road courses. Hate it. It gets you so out of your rhythm. It frustrates the hell out of me.
Yeah, and let's be real, the next gen car on fresh tires with the 70% fuel, it's pretty rough. until you get a lap or two on them.
What do
and
you
having
mean? The
everything
next gen
bunched
car
up.
anywhere is 70% fuel is rough.
Yeah.
It is the only stock car I drive that handles worse with less fuel.
Yeah.
Well,
But
it's just
once
way
the
different.
tires heat up, it's not bad. But I mean, I was spinning out under caution on Daytona Road, just catching the field because I forgot I needed to slow down more because of the fresh tires.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
wanted to go to a really fun road course, Spa wouldn't be too bad.
I
Yeah,
ran
well-
that in a Gen 6 actually not too long ago, and it was actually rather fun. So don't know how it would be in the next gen, but
Probably even
With-
funner because those next gens take road courses like a. I mean, if you once you get past them handling like tanks, I don't know. I enjoy road course racing in the next gen more than anything else because you can actually drive it. You can drive the next gen like what you could drive a GT3 as far as braking and downshifting. There's no wheel hop. That's why I don't like about Xfinity Arca. You wheel hop like crazy in these cars.
So talking about schedules and whatnot, I don't know what the Cup Series schedule will look like after next season because I will be taking a little bit of a step back, handing off the Cup Series to Matt Forns and whoever else we decide to put in that position so I can focus on the day-to-day stuff. So we may see some changes in how the Cup schedule is being built after this upcoming season.
I'm about to say, don't you taver us.
No, I'm
we'll go
I'm
to your
not
house
going
and pit.
anywhere.
We'll go to your house and pit for it. Just like, don't you taver us.
As the league continues to grow, it just puts more and more work onto certain admins, me being one of them, and it's just something where I got to take a step back from the series stuff to focus more on the other stuff.
Hey, also,
And that's kind of the plan.
real quick, something I want to talk about for lives, whatever. So I run in the league Friday nights, and they do a choose rule. If you get a chance to tune in one of Brock and see how they do it, and how we have live race control, I think we could fully manage it next season. It's really simple in how they do it.
Yeah, it's something that's been talked about before. I know that they typically, when we introduce something like that, we try it in one series, and if it works, then we expand it. Remember some conversations being had about Xfinity potentially trying it, but I don't know how far into that we got. It might be a conversation that we reinvigorate over the off season and see if that's something we want to attempt.
Like, I'll be streaming the race tomorrow night if you want to tune in and see how they do it. I mean, the way they do it is kind of weird because they like to penalize drivers for stupid stuff, but
82 and 37.
82 and 37. Oh, 37 in the wall. What the hell?
and Brugge looking under Hoots for the lead.
But
just can't get the run off the bottom.
If you get a chance, or maybe if Matt or just an admin in general gets a chance to see how they do it, maybe y'all could get an idea on what to do, and maybe do it your own way. But what they do is they have you choose the start finish line coming to 1 to go, and they have a live race control that's tracking all black flag coming to the choose, and anyone that has a black flag for any reason is supposed to be in the rear of the field before they choose. Since now iRacing shows if you have black flag, and they don't get to choose, whether it be a speeding penalty, passing into yellow, or stuff like that. The only thing they do that I don't like is, let's say a caution comes out with 3 to go on the stage, we will pace until the stage, like what NASCAR does. I don't like that. They don't end stages early. But other than that, the choose rule is pretty simple.
Yeah.
If you have a black flag, go to the rear.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a topic of conversation again. We'll see what we're gonna do, but there's still a lot of things to hash out.
Oh, Brugge almost took it out.
And Brugge nearly got taken out because of that.
Yeah.
But, Hoots in the wall now. Hoots just slammed the wall.
Johnny Brugge, our points leader, almost got took out in this race, and now Hoots has a lot of right front damage into the back of 16 of, I think that's Judd.
Yeah, it was Judd, but I was going to say this about the 81. He's been running that high side since we got restarted. Brugge has just kind of been rolling the bottom. You know, I told my my team guys before they got started in the races, if you want to save tires, run the bottom. You'll be faster on the top for sure. Like if you want to try to make a pass on the top and the guy's not defending it, go for it. But you don't want to spend too much time up on the top because you're going to get burnt out quickly up there.
And actually, not going back to what I was saying, Tony. Like, if you can't tune in Friday, I think all my streams save for up to a month. All my
Okay.
Friday streams are in that league, and like I said, it's pretty
We
simple.
might be seeing a caution. The 7 just going very slow right now.
I think he might have been coming back out on track. He was just involved in a wreck not too long ago. I had to get some damage fixed. I don't know though.
That car
Yeah.
is badly damaged.
They won't
I
go off and keep
just
moving.
I just recommend it because being able to choose where you want to restart, it's pretty cool. I like it. It gives you an opportunity to add more strategy to your race. Like, for example, we were just at Martinsville. Do you risk jumping up those two rows and maybe hopefully gain those 4 spots, or if you can't get them, you get left up high and you lose 4? You know, I like that.
Yeah, I think with the choose rule, the way I would think about it is who am I around? And maybe that decision will be changed by who I'm around.
Well, not just that is like let's
Oh,
say
Brugge in the wall.
let's say you got teammates running near each other. Like let's say you got a teammate running 1-2. It lets the teammates line up nose to tail again instead of side by side.
Yeah, but sometimes you want to run side by side too. Depends on the track.
I just know the choose rule is something I think you guys have talked about probably every off season since forever, and just never probably have found a solution for it.
I think at the cup level, the issue is having consistent race control. It's kind of whoever's available at the time to do it.
Oh,
But it's one of the things that we always talk about. We'll see where we stand this off season and go from there.
Coming up to some lap traffic.
Oh, that's gonna be
Brugge.
issues. Ooh.
Yeah, Brugge is running quicker than the 81.
This is what
You
makes
lost a little bit of time.
Bristol so sketchy is lap traffic. Brugge,
No, he's going to go for it.
I think he's quicker than the 81.
He is. It's just very hard to pass on the bottom. I got to say, though, the new artwork looks amazing.
Oh, you think it looks good here? You should look at Homesteads.
I haven't checked out Homestead yet.
It's that it looks so vibrant now. It's not that, like, don't get me wrong, that lime green wall they used to have was pretty cool, but now they have that teal wall and they have that bright pink coming out for it. It looks so more vibrant now.
The only thing I don't like about tracks are like when you have those checkerboard looking walls that go like, oh, left cars
Oh,
and
that
a slow down.
traffic gonna cause
Left
issues.
The 81.
Dover, Darlington, two other tracks got a remake. Dover don't look too much different. I don't think the 81 knew he was up there.
Nichols ran him over too. Hoots he's done. Probably. I mean, he doesn't have a meatball, but he's got real bad damage. He's not gonna have any kind of space.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't think the 81 of Hoots real life Brugge was gonna leave him that much room, because Brugge left plenty of room for Hoots to go between him and the lappers. Just maybe the 81 not running around Brugge a lot didn't realize that's something Brugge would do. Left him plenty of room, and 81 got into 16 to 47. It looks like a 47. 41 of Nichols is nowhere for him to go.
He has a lot of damage too.
And with that being said, the 16 kept it in the wall. He didn't come down.
Yeah.
He didn't, he did everything he could to stay out of the way. But
No, like I said, I think that's just a lot of these drivers not running around each other a lot, and maybe the 81 didn't know he'd keep it up there, because the 81 acted like either Brugge wasn't leaving him room or the 16 was going to yank it off the wall, so he just chose the high line, still thinking that's where his lane was going to be. And Brugge, wow, the only driver stayed out. That might, interesting call by Brugge.
How many tire sets we got tonight?
4, I thought. I think every.
They gave him an extra one, so I think it was 5.
And Brugge stayed out?
Well, it said it was supposed to be 3 + 1, so it should be 4 + 1 then.
Oh, they had 4.
Yeah, it's 4
They
+
had
1.
4.
So it looks like, I think Clatterbuck is going to be the... No, is he? No.
No, I think
Might be one of the
Nidek's
first ones,
going to
though.
come out the leader, or not the leader, but the first guy on tires.
We'll see.
No, Nichols actually choosing not to get his damage fixed, and I don't know if I could fault him too much. I mean,
That's
Tony,
really bad damage.
Like I told Tony in the Xfinity race here, I have seen guys with no bumpers place P3. But if you don't have toe damage, he might be fine. I mean, we saw Who's was able to lead the race for how long without right front damage?
I'm looking on board with him. It doesn't look like he has toe damage. Maybe just a little bit. I'm gonna compare what his wheels looking like to Brute. I mean, you won't know until you go. That's the problem, and it's probably so much damage that it's gonna be almost impossible to get it all fixed in time.
Was in a series that had a GR86 in the lineup. It works as the choose cone, sits in the middle of the track, and people choose left or right. Comes out right after the caution and sits at the end of pit road. Oh.
I'm gonna say
That's
this though.
an interesting one, Tony. Have race control join as like an odd car, and then have that odd car be the choose cone. Then if you hit the car, it's your fault.
Yeah.
If you choose too late, give yourself damage. Oh, you gotta learn your lesson.
Yeah, I
That's an
guess.
interesting one. But wouldn't that?
Oh, Nichols is loose in the wall.
Yeah, it might be the damage. Wouldn't that also cause issues like delaying the caution if he's just stopped on track? Oh, Nichols spinning out. I think his car's handling really bad.
The yellow flag.
Oh,
is out.
big pile up! Wow. Yeah, wouldn't that delay the caution? Because I know if you stop on track, we watched this replay. I know if you stop on track with one to go, it delays the caution.
Yeah, I don't know if it does that at every track.
It would, I would say.
Okay, so how did the 6 get involved? Because the 6 Oklahoma got wrecked too. Okay, so they're wrecking behind him. Oh,
Yeah,
there was 2 separate wrecks.
Checking up.
No, there's
They
2
were
separate
checking
wrecks.
up, I think.
No, the Weber got in that lazy 4-wheel slide you were talking about, Tony. Went up the
Yeah.
track and got into the 30.
I wonder if Weber clipped the apron the way that car shot up. No,
One
just
car did clip the apron, yes.
not the one that caused that.
Yeah.
Weber did not clip the apron, but I do think.
6.
Yeah, I don't know
Arca
if
brakes.
it's damage related or what.
I don't think this. Let's go on board. Here's the 6. I don't think the 6 knew exactly what was going on in front of him.
Brugge in the pits,
You can
so
see
he'll be up the
41.
tail end of the lead lap.
He's got a slow car on the high line, a slow car on the low line.
Yeah,
That
but
76 clips the apron. Like, I don't know.
on board with this.
And essentially 4 wide there.
On board with this. Yeah, you can hear him get back in the gas. Never mind.
Well, with Brugge down pit road, Juan Velez is going to be the leader, followed by Bledsoe, Nidek, Kleiderbach, and Holman.
Yeah, and if you're Clatterbuck, look, I like Brugge, but I kind of want some interesting stuff next week. I don't want Brugge going in next week with a 20-point lead. It's gonna be obvious you win a championship.
I mean, I know Brugge wants to come in with a 20-point lead, though.
Oh, for sure. Who doesn't want a nice insurance policy?
So yeah, Kleiderbach is the closest right now. He's 12 behind. Tyler Berry's 18, as well as Short, Phil Brown 20, and Nidek 24. Everyone else is just too far back to even be considered. So if Kleiderbach can maybe scoop up a win or a good finish, maybe the 4 car gets wrecked. I mean, it's not over till it's over. We still got a lot of laps to go. By the way, I was going to say this with the road courses when we were talking too. If you ever get a chance, Fuji Speedway, amazing place to go for a race.
No, I guess.
One of the best tracks in the game.
I don't know, my only experience at Fuji is the endurance racer, and it kind of got boring after a while.
Bro, I was low key not too happy that they replaced it with Suzuka.
Sebring's another good one next year. They'll probably be fun with.
Oh,
No,
God.
Sebring's too narrow. Way
And
too narrow
flat.
for next year. Yeah.
Too bumpy.
Summit Pool was bumpy as hell.
Yeah.
Green flag.
Well, Les, really slow restart, but he'll get out to the lead, and
Yeah, 13 did not get a good launch there.
Neither did the 30.
here comes Brugge.
Usually, if Brugge makes his way through the field. Not really through the field. There's so many damaged cars. He should make quick work, but.
I'll tell you, man, Johnny, racing against that guy, man, he is one of the best in the league, in my opinion.
I know I gotta put up with next season. I almost felt like being a jerk and then taking the 4 so he couldn't have it.
The yellow flag
We
is
gotta
out.
yell out.
That's going to be John Dottle.
Yeah.
Just lost it on his own, caught the apron.
Yeah, one thing I've been noticing watching this race, is it seems like these cars are a lot more sensitive to the apron than the Cup cars or the Xfinity cars were 2 weeks ago. It like you can get away with touching the apron in Cup and Xfinity. Our cars seems like as soon as you touch it, you're done.
Yeah, well, it doesn't on that low line. It's loose anyways on exit. If you add the apron to it, it's definitely gonna snap.
Also, like the Arca cars, they don't have a ton of downforce compared to the other cars either.
I have heard the new Arca cars are an absolute blast at short tracks.
I mean, I'll put it this way: I don't really like driving on non-short tracks. I'll put it that way. But yeah, like the Arca car is pretty planted. It's more planted than this one, so it's gonna be interesting to see, especially on like the really short tracks, like Lanier or Bullring, for example. Because on Bullring or Lanier, it would be very, very squirrely. This one feels a lot more planted, although it is also really, really tight as well. I think that might be in part to the setups. So I think the setups were made a bit tight.
You know what I thought about?
It reminded me a lot of the old Xfinity build, where the front end just slid up the track.
You know what I thought about? How we have all those weeks off? We might want to use those weeks as practice in the Arca cars and super speedways, because I have a gut feeling those new Arca cars will be way different than these ones are.
Oh, I'm sure they're gonna be.
I just don't want to load into Arca Daytona and just be a complete wreck fest.
I mean, you can bump in these cars.
Now
that were now you can. Like before, you would just get jacked up.
You couldn't even tap a bumper before. Like
it
was
you
bad.
had to really trust the guy in front of you that you were bumping, and you had to be really good at it.
And
if you did it wrong, it was gonna spin them.
You had to hit him center, and you had to be pretty swift with it. Like I know a lot of people would say, you'd want to push the bubble with this car, but yeah, I mean, you could get away with it. You just have to hit them pretty soft.
That's why I like the next gen. You could slam the hell out of someone.
And by the way, Isaac, I don't know if you would have enjoyed running the broadcast for the race I just did. We ran 25 caution laps for 100 laps, over 300. How would have that been for you think?
I don't know. I just know my Saturday night league, they can have a bunch of cautions. Tony knows about that. Which, by the way, y'all had a phenomenal Phoenix race Saturday.
Yeah, that was a fun race.
Green,
Juan. I always pronounce it McWheelan. I probably pronounce it way wrong. How do you,
with another slow start.
How do you pronounce Ryan's last name, Joe? McWheelan?
McAllen.
McAllen. Wow, I've been saying it wrong. Oh, Clutterbuck. 90. That was old netcode sensor right there.
I might have to talk to Ryan because I'm not quite sure if that's correct. But hey, I mean, lucky him. He'll be on the lead lap if another caution comes out. Lucky dog.
No, but Wreckfest. Hey, speaking of Wreckfest, Wreckfest 2 is coming out in, I think, 8 days. No, 7 days now.
And I remember I joined a league for that years ago.
I mean, technically, iRacing will be on consoles later this year. This will be NASCAR 2025, I think. I am really curious to see how they're going to make that game. And I swear, if they put it in that game where you can make tire pressure adjustments on fixed setups, I'm going to lose my mind. Because I have been wanting that in iRacing forever. Just let me adjust my tire pressure and my wedge on a fixed setup so I can adjust the car to my driving style.
So
yeah, but
that 81 car is back out there. He ain't looking too good. He looks like he's hanging on for dear life, but he's back out there and running in 7th.
And I'll say this: I was talking to John Nidick before the race. He's like, Joe, Bristol's one of my worst tracks.
BS.
He's doing good right now. He's gonna take 2nd from Bledsoe.
I have seen Nidick run very well here in the past. Very well.
He's really excited for that new Arca car if we end up doing the new Arca car.
We are.
Oh, look at that move!
Oh, go for the lead. Not gonna allow Brug to take
Right.
advantage of it. Watch Brug.
Yeah, but he's running the low side now. They're gonna save some tire. But I'll tell you, with this, I mean, John's really excited if we switch to the new Arca car next season because
Caution, yellow
he
flag.
was really good in the Gen 6.
Jesus.
He finished second in the championship when we were running the Gen 6.
What the hell was that caution for?
Uh,
42-14. Whoa, what happened to McQuillan? Oh, what did happen to him? He's already wrecking. Oh, he got loose.
yeah, loose and
What the heck? Oh, he hit the apron. That's what it was. Apron
Yeah, I
strikes
got loose
again.
off the corner, came back up the
I
track.
almost wondered, did this reskin make the apron a little bit more aggressive, maybe?
oh,
I don't know. It didn't really feel any different. But I do think they modified this car a little bit.
so he will not get the lucky dog. So that means Phil Brown should get the lucky dog.
Like the cars sound different now. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they made a little bit of adjustment to the car.
You ever have Mountain Dew Baja Gold, Isaac?
No, I didn't even know the damn flavor.
It's a
Is
pineapple.
he
If I'm not
crab
mistaken.
walking?
Yes.
I'll tell you, the new good flavor I would say is the orange cream Coca-Cola, though.
That almost reminds me of what was it, the car tomorrow when they started skewing them and Asker's like, no, we ain't having none of that.
They do
Yeah.
that. They do that in Arca still, don't they? Because Arca
No.
had no rules banning skew.
The trucks are built with a slight skew, but that's the only one that I've really noticed in modern NASCAR anyways.
No, I just remember the car tomorrow. It was horrendous.
Oh yeah, it was dog walking down the straightaways, but man, it hooked good in the corner.
I'm sitting there watching that. I'm like, how are they not roasting the tires like that? Like, what in the world?
Yeah, you just kick the rear end back a little bit on that right side, and it's still tracking straight down the straightaways, but the body's shifted.
Does Arca still ban skew?
Yes.
Yeah, they're everything. They still have a tech they have to go through.
Because Arca used to not have rules banning it, and I remember seeing some old clips
Well,
of Arca.
Arca used to not be associated with NASCAR completely like it is now.
Yeah. So basically, Arca, if you looked at, I think it was like Pocono, for example, one of those tracks, I mean, they'd be really kicked out.
Shoot, I remember back in the early Gen 6 days when we used to pull that flap out right in front of the right rear
And
tire.
Phil Brown just got run over.
Hey, I did that.
So we were talking about Clutterbuck before the race.
Clatterbuck?
and
You mean
biggest mover.
Clatterbuck?
Whatever. And he has moved up to fourth position.
Green.
So
Uncle
he is on pace to get that biggest mover point.
Yeah, and all that point's going to do is cancel out one of the bonus points Bruggs got for leading a lap, but Clatterbuck has to finish in front of Bruggs. Right now, Bruggs is widening that points gap. And next week, we're going to Charlotte, one of Bruggs' best tracks. I mean...
Is there a track that's not one of Bruggs' best tracks, except for maybe a road course?
Yeah.
I don't know.
A track where he gets wrecked? I don't know.
It's hard to say because nothing against these Arca guys, but for the most part, no one's really been able to challenge Brugg. But once Roberson started racing here, you saw Brugg getting challenged.
They're wrecking behind 74 and 82.
I am actually, like, as much as I'm gonna hate racing against him next season because he's just gonna whoop my ass, I'm actually kind of excited to see like him and Angel and Ed and Davey. I'm kind of excited to see those guys battle it out next season.
Yeah, it should be interesting. The gap is definitely closed in that Cup series. Adding some more fast guys, I think that it's gonna give that. It's gonna close it even further.
I'm gonna tell you though, next season, Arca is gonna be good. We're gonna have a lot of good people in Arca next season.
We will see. There's a
Like-
lot of people on that waiting list right now.
I have been waiting for someone to come in to the Cup and actually be able to go toe to toe with Angel in the long run, because I think by far, Angel is the best long run driver we have in Cup. I know Morris is up there. He has decent speed, same with Davey. But when we get long green flag runs, there's no catching Angel at all. He's gone.
I would beg to differ. I think Jeff Medlin is the best guy in the long run. He just doesn't have the track position because he gives up quite a bit in the short run.
Yeah. Well, but that's why I think Angel's the best, because he knows how to make the most early and then capitalize at the end of it.
Yeah.
And I'll say this too: the Cup car, in my opinion, it's way different to save tire in the Cup car.
It is. You got to keep heat out of it. Cup car is all about heat. You could have a 90% tire, but if you have that heat up there, good luck. These Arca cars, 90% tire wear, no big deal. So I'm kind of curious, but I do know Brooke hasn't ran a lot in the next gen. I remember I would ask him for advice. Like, oh no, I've never ran there before in that car. I'm like, come on, man. So it should be interesting.
You're on the All-Star. Oh, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he practiced a lot for that though.
I felt pretty decent in the All-Star.
What a comeback he had in that race! Oh my gosh!
I'll tell you in the All-Star though, like the one thing that I am glad that we don't have to deal with in the Truck Series is that aero push. Oh boy!
Yeah, you just gotta learn how to drive it.
Feels like it's very hard, but like I enjoyed running it when we did. I think. It's an interesting car to drive.
See, everyone complains about the aero push in the next gens and stuff like that. If you know how to manipulate it, it's really not that bad. I just ran next gen so much when it comes to the aero push. I just learned how to deal with it. Learn how to change my entry or learn how to change my throttle point and stuff like that. It's not that bad.
I agree. It's not that bad. It's just you have to drive it differently than you do the other cars, and that's where people struggle.
It's difficult to learn too.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, though, me and Joey hit each other. Oh man!
What are you all manning about? I guess
John just run over Brugge, and if we were in the old gen of car, oh my God, Brugge would have been up in the air and going around.
The yellow flag.
And the record line, 82 and 69.
I'm gonna check out what happened with
oh no, and Brown I think was in position to get the lucky dog. He was.
Yeah.
What the hell happened? Was that
51 was slow on the bottom. The 82 checked up, and the 69 didn't check up in time.
Yeah, Nidec has a little bit of front end damage, but Brugge didn't really take any.
No, so going back to when you said Philip Brown ran somebody over, so I did that in the Cup race, and let me explain what happened, because it looked bad. So, I got spun out, and this was at Bristol, right? I got involved in that wreck. Tony, you said I was at fault. I'll disagree, but it's whatever. So, I got involved in that wreck, and my wheel disconnected. So, when I plugged my wheel back in, I was running 6 at the time, so I plugged my wheel back in, everything blinks out for me, because my computer was trying to load everything back up. And so, when everything came back too, I saw more in front of me. But I'm thinking, I see the pace car, and I'm thinking, okay, me and Moore both got to go around the pace car because I should still be on the lead lap. I didn't realize Moore was the leader. When he checked up, I was not anticipating at all, thinking Moore had to get around the pace car. And by the time I realized he was checking up, right in the back bumper, I messed him off the race. Like, dude, I'm so sorry. That was just confusion on my part. I thought I was on the lead lap still.
Why does everybody say Tony? I'm not the only one who makes those calls.
I'm just saying. You said I dove it in there 3 wide. No, we were 3 wide corner exit because someone hit the wall.
I'll tell you something hilarious. One of my truck drivers, we was running just an IndyCar race, and oh my goodness, it looked so bad. One of the guys in front of him blinked out, and then reappeared right in front of him, and he didn't have time, and he just runned him over under the pace off.
I'm glad you mentioned the blinking out, because I'm going to raise that question, Tony, right now. What are we doing, like, as rules with blinking next season if someone has to go to pit lane because iRacing throws them there?
And then they're going to do whatever iRacing has them to do. It's...
Okay.
I'll tell you, though.
If people are blinking that bad, they shouldn't be out on the track anyways.
I don't think we've had a problem with that in a while.
The connection flag does scare me a bit, just because, like, I assume that iRacing, they did whatever they had to do to optimize it. I just hope it's not overly sensitive.
So when you're in your car, and I think you press Alt K or whatever buttons you press to move stuff around, there's four that pop up top of your screen. So I'm almost wondering if that's your
Green,
four
green, green.
warnings. Once you get that fourth warning, it parks you. That's almost what
Well,
I'm
I'll,
wondering.
I'll tell you something interesting that happened to me tonight. I was running my race, and my wheel was getting some electro interference or something. I don't know what the heck was happening. So I was gonna turn my wheel off and turn it back on, while I was on pit road. And when I turned it back on,
Oh, 74 in the wall.
uh-oh.
42 on the inside wall.
Oh, Pemberton almost got into him.
But when I turned back the wheel on, though, what happened was I was
Everything
getting like
blinks out.
packet loss.
Yep,
I
yep.
was getting packet loss, and I was getting a little alert. It was like a packet loss with an exclamation point and a black thing. So it didn't give me the flag, but I think if that is up there long enough, then it's going to give you the flag.
Bro. Battling for the lead. Like I said, I think it's a 3-strike system or something like that. Because like you said, like there's times like, for example, when I'm racing and like say I have my controller plugged in, if I unplug my controller, everything blinks out or anything unplugs. So I think if you do it once or twice, you're fine. But once you do it more than that, everything's like, all right, you need to go to pit lane because your connection to unstable. And I'm loving it because I cannot stand when you're in a race, especially a longer race like an NAS or an endurance race, and there's people that's constantly blinking and they're still out there racing. And it's like sometimes you'll get those drivers that they'll follow the rear knowing they have connection issues, and you'll have the drivers that's out there racing still causing issues. It's like, dude, just do the respectless thing, back out of this race. So now you have to back out, or you're gonna get sent to pit lane.
Yeah, I do think that will clean up officials. Like I said, I don't think we really have a problem with it within our league. There are some people that have some blinking issues, but normally they're pretty courteous, and if it becomes an issue, they just go to the back. But it definitely going to clean up officials.
I'm going to be honest, though. I haven't seen a lot of people blinking in a long time in officials.
I
remember people used to blink decently
Constantly,
enough,
yeah.
but like recently, within the last year, I'd say, blinking has been almost a non-issue.
I almost wonder maybe if it goes off of ping more than anything else.
No, it's like packets and
It's
whatnot. I think.
packets. See, I don't like that
I
because
think it's going to be ping and quality.
I'm hoping because you can get people with higher ping, and as you guys know, if you have someone higher ping in the lobby, netcode is atrocious around them.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. So I'm hoping it's both ping and quality, because if you have someone in there running a 600 ping, you could be 3 car lengths away and get netcoded.
Yeah, but think about it like this, right? Like
Tactical
I can
blinking
run.
should be allowed.
But think about it like this, like in dirt racing, at the wee hours of the morning in the States, you'll end up racing with Australians and whatnot.
It was getting interesting, bro. Around a couple lap cars.
And you can run with the Australians just fine, even if the Australians might have like 250 ping. You can still run with them just fine.
I have a feeling that what it's going to be is if you're in the red in either ping or quality for a certain duration of time, that's when it's going to park you.
They
I
said it's
think
not really
it's
going to affect with ping.
I think it's supposed to flag you first, and then if you don't
Yeah.
park it, it will park you.
Yeah. I think it's going to be time based.
If I'm not mistaken, though, they did say that ping is not going to be really is not really going to be taken into account.
Well, I don't believe that for 1 second,
It
because ping
should.
is typically we had a guy from South America who was blinking all the time because his ping was through the roof.
I mean, we look at ping
It's-
here. Let me see.
I fully expect ping to be part of that calculation.
Because
I don't remember.
Even
I
when
don't
you're
remember ever seeing him blink.
even when you're in international servers, your ping still never really gets above 250, something like that. Like we're talking like people are getting above like that 500, 600, 700
Yeah,
ping.
when it goes red, when they're 1,000 ping,
Yeah.
it's they have to. Otherwise, what's the point of having that?
Ooh, not even the
Yeah,
wall.
1,000's pretty bad, but if you're even at 250, you can get away with 250 just fine.
250 is not red.
Huh.
250
No.
is orange.
How
Yeah.
about that?
You don't get red till you get into the 400 or 500 range.
Yep.
Brugge is running away right now. But a lot of these guys are hoping for a caution. I mean, honestly, if I was in a position coming near the end, maybe just right sides.
I believe Brugg is on fresher tires than all these guys.
By a lap or two, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, a lap or two. I mean, it was like we ran like a half a lap anyway, so it's not going to really make
No,
that much a difference.
it's not gonna make a difference at all. Just a restart cycle is that, and that's nothing. Blessed though, starting to catch a 99 of 1 here, looking low. I keep wanting to call him Drew Bledsoe.
The old Patriots quarterback.
Or Eric.
The greatest thing to happen in NFL history. That's like one of the biggest what ifs.
Yeah.
What if he never got injured? Do they go win 6? Oh! What a save by Juan. What if he never got injured? Did they go win
On the
6?
wall. Oh my goodness. 3 wide with Hoots.
Hooters. He needs to run a
The
Hooters
76
scheme.
got in the 76 got in the wall, and that was a big kerfuffle.
He's running the wrong food industry. He needs to run Hooters.
I don't know. Maybe Taco Bell. I don't know. Are they
Oh.
under the same umbrella?
I don't think so. I'm
No,
pretty sure
what?
Hooters is gone for the most part.
No, they're not.
And they're on their way out the door. They shut down so many of the Hooter establishments.
Well, we still got one thing now. All right.
I wouldn't plan on having it for long.
I don't know. It's that one's too damn popular around here, man. All them single soldiers. Come on now.
Nidick getting a little rough with Mike Weber. Giving him a little shot in the rear, but just can't get around him.
Yeah, there's a big group of cars. I think led by Weber up here. Yeah, led by Weber.
Nidick's obviously trying to save, on the high side, which is interesting because he's letting off really early. But when unless he's on older tires.
Yep.
In the wall.
Oh, yeah, he's in the wall 3 wide. Oh, Cloudbuck just blinked.
And he's got that damage on the front end, so I'm sure that's slowing him down some.
There's a couple quarterbacks who might not ever known anything about somebody getting injured. Dak, Purdy, Brady for sure. Who else is the quarterback that got their start because their starter got hurt?
Kurt.
Kurt Warner, really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But don't forget some of the guys that got millions and millions of dollars because they had like one good season, like Orlovsky,
Brock Osweiler.
Osweiler, yeah, or Osweiler. Him and Matt Flynn.
Flynn, yeah, got paid a lot of money to go to Seattle and never really started a game, I don't believe. Russ Wilson beat him out.
Recent Kirk Cousins.
Yep. See, Kirk Cousins is smart. He gets fully guaranteed contracts and ain't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
That guy's made millions.
Speaking of Minnesota, Darnold probably lost like at least $15 million a year by choking those last 2 games of the year.
Oh, for sure.
But
Seattle paid him quite well. 3-year, $100 million with like $55 million guaranteed.
Yeah, but he could have been up in the $150 million range if he would have beat Detroit and then went and beat. Well, if he would have beat Detroit, they'd have been a number 1 seed. But if he would have won one of those 2 games, but he literally didn't show up when the lights were the brightest. He was back in New York Jets form. And I'll say this: Bledsoe's been closing that gap on Brugg. Flacco's another one. Bledsoe's been closing in on Brugg while running the high line. Very interesting.
Well, he's burning up his tires running up there too. I guarantee Brugg still has more tire left.
You got some lap cars coming up too, and they're split.
16 to go. What is the lap time history between these two? Let's pull that up.
I wouldn't rule out a caution either.
Bledsoe and Brugg. So Brugg did run a little bit quicker last time by. 9/10 of the gap, 15 to go. Brugg did catch lap traffic there. Oh, God! Between the 30 and the 51.
And these cars, they can take a whop in the
Oh, yeah.
rear.
They're still made of paper machete, though. Or paper mache. I don't
know, man. I was racing an Arca car and got launched in the air, and my car still drove really well.
I had
All
gotten the
depends
wall
on
earlier,
how you
and
hit
he's
it.
just struggling around right now, right in front of Johnny Brug. Pretty spread out now, and I mean, honestly, it could go green the rest of the way.
Well,
Don't
Brug
you say
has
that.
started gapping them now, so
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what Brug wants.
I thought Peltz was gonna catch him, but
He was running that high line and burned up his tires.
yeah.
I think,
Oh yeah, and
and
he
that
just slammed the wall.
and then he got in the back of
The
whatever car
51.
that was. Yeah, and that gave Brug another half a second there.
Juan Velez is second fastest, but 4.5 back.
Yeah,
I mean, if a caution is going to come out, though, it's going to happen from like a guy that's in the rear of the field.
Yeah, they're pretty well spaced out.
Hoots in the wall as Brug goes by, puts him a lap down. 9 cars on the lead lap.
Clatter just made a move around Barry for 5th. Those two are going at it.
Emerton under the 42. Brug might catch that group with a couple laps to go. Ryan Lowe going to retire the car, it looks like.
That's battle for 5th, kind of heating up. Barry and Clatterbug going at it. Clatterbug was able to get around and Barry, though, able to fight back on the low line. 5 to go, 4 to go now, as these two are still going at it for 5th.
Short and Velez fighting for the 3rd spot. Still 5 seconds back. I think Short might be able to get Velez.
3 to go. For Johnny Brugg, you want to get to that white flag as soon as possible.
For sure. And hope that group in front of you doesn't have any problems either.
2 to go. Johnny Brugg coming out of turn number 4. Going to get the white flag this time by. 1 to go here at Bristol.
Oh, yeah, he's got it. Good run for Johnny.
Yeah, he kind of lucked out that caution fell when it did, when he didn't take tires. he might have screwed himself for that caution to come out.
So he's going to come into next race with probably about a 20-point advantage.
Philip can still win, right? Yeah, next week. He can win next week. I think Bristol's one of the tracks they added Victory Lane on. I don't know. They added Victory Lane.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Well, it was Bristol has it, Phoenix has it now, and there was
Phoenix
one.
always had it.
Yeah, but there are 3 short tracks that you can drive on Victory Lane now. Bristol, Phoenix, and I want to say Iowa
Dover.
now? Maybe
You
Dover?
can't Dover.
Okay, then Dover's the other one.
Dover was always in sight, but just had an invisible wall. They got rid of the invisible wall.
Let's see if Brugg knows where Victory Lane's at. Oh, nope. Don't pull a Byron. Don't hit the wall.
Yeah, it's on that little.
Who's
stand.
going to place money on Bell going 4 in a row this weekend? I know.
Oh, that's far
I
odds.
I wanted.
Is it really though?
Yes.
Really? How many second place finishes have they had at Vegas lately?
Yeah, but there's a lot of other cars on track.
Yeah, I know.
I would put the bet against him not going 4 in a row.
No, I might drop like 10 on him just for funsies.
I was gonna do that last week, and I was like, Bell looking pretty good, but I was like,
He won that race last year.
yeah, I mean, he's good. I'll tell you what, though. I think he's a championship contender easy.
I can't say that quite yet because this playoff system's so whacked.
Yeah.
If you're gonna keep this playoff system, I vote the person who has the most regular season wins should get an automatic lock in.
Wins don't matter. Points matter.
Well, then the points champion should have a lock in. Granted, the points champion was.
I mean, they pretty much do to the first round.
Shut up, Tony.
You want to give them a lock to the final four? No.
Well, then they need to make the championship 3 races because this one race shootout is just, and it's at such a bad track. Oh my gosh!
I want to see them rotate championship tracks. That's what I want.
The problem with that is, though, you got to remember it cannot be an SMI owned track, and a lot of the tracks that could hold a championship race that time of the year are SMI owned. Really,
Why can't it be an SMI track?
Because SMI has an all-star race. The SMI has never hosted a championship race. It's always been NASCAR owned.
Oh.
That's why that Homestead for the longest time. Like, they could technically go to Darlington, but what is there to do at Darlington? Like, it has to be.
Why would they want to go to Darlington?
It has to be a touring city, whatever they call it, and it has to be NASCAR owned. So Homestead and Phoenix, and I think Kansas are really the only 3 tracks you could really go to. You can't go to Vegas, SMI owned. Can't go to Charlotte, SMI owned. Can't go to Texas, SMI owned.
Rotate Homestead and Phoenix.
Oh, no. Oh.
I don't know. I'll just say this, just because you may have an advantage at track, like you may be really good at one track or really bad at another one. I don't think one track should matter.
I think it should be a 3-track shootout. I think the first round should be a one race round. Because for the most part, 90% of the drivers that make it out of the first round are predicted to make it out of the first round. Very rare. Like, you might have one a season that might sneak their way in around 12, but have the round of 16 be one race, and then have 3 race rounds the rest of the season.
All right, I'm gonna head out. Enjoy your interviews. It was fun broadcasting with you and you two tonight.
All right. Oh.
All right, so congratulations, Johnny, and have a good night, everybody.
Johnny's not in here. Mr. Juan is. What's going on, Juan?
I'm just saying it to the broadcast, but see ya.
P3 finisher Juan
Hey, what's up?
leads in the 99. P3 finish here tonight, dude. Looks like that car just fell off towards the end of that run. Still solid run for you, man. Where it's battling for a lead with a little bit with Brugg. Just Johnny, being a rocket man he is, just kind of roasted y'all. But, man, talk to that race and really kind of the strategy going into that last 50 laps or so.
Yeah, just mostly with strike racing, trying to avoid the wrecks, and man, there was no way I was keeping Johnny behind me. It was tough. I was trying to make him tight, but he's too good. So it was nice racing. Good call there, Alan, taking tires. So just taking care of those tires, man. It's tough, but was nice racing. Really enjoyed it, and nice racing there with Joshua at the end. Fun racing, man.
All right, man. Let's get your shout outs and congrats on the P3 here tonight. And good luck next week at Charlotte.
Yeah, shout out to everyone in the league. It's finishing up to be a great season. Loved it so far, first season for me. So shout out to everyone.
All right, man. Later. All right, let's pull in our P2 finisher, Mr. Bledsoe. Coming across second. Didn't realize you took tires, but once you took tires there, I guess, under the last caution. Was chasing down Brugg. I think just running that high line as long as you were kind of roasted him up and he started driving away, but still a solid finish for you there in second place.
Well, okay. Yeah, maybe the high line was killing my tires, but it was actually I had a little bit of damage from an incident with Brugg racing for, I think it was third place, and just kind of got loose off turn 4 and then smacked the wall down coming across the start finish line on I don't even remember what lap it was. It was after 100, but I had just 45 seconds of damage from after that, and I never got it fully repaired. So the right front was just a little bit out of tow, and that's what killed the tire ultimately. But I also had to drive through the field because I pitted on lap 134. It was like 3 cautions before the last one,
Okay.
and it was it was tough getting through the field, and I had to drive kind of the tires off the car just to get there, and the only way I tried running the bottom, but the only way I was making up time was running the top, and I knew I was killing the tires, but what am I gonna do if I've got to try to catch Brug? I've got to try to catch him. So I just once I got past Juan, and I started seeing that gap start to even out, I was like, well, I guess it's over for me. I will be finishing second in this one if I take care of my tires. And so it was a fun race. I'm just glad I could get through it. I know my teammate Riley was not able to get through it as cleanly, so sucks for him. He had a fast car, but we both kind of love this track. It was an interesting race.
All right, man. Well, congrats on that P2 finish here tonight. Good luck next week at Charlotte, and we'll let you get your shout-outs in.
All right, I want to shout out my dad. He watches every race that I'm a part of. Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter how. He just watches, and he cheers me on all the way throughout. So that's really cool of my dad. Also, Riley, my teammate, team owner Brendan. He didn't make it tonight. I actually have no idea why not, but I guess we'll find out later. Also, real life racing this Saturday, Springfield Raceway. If you guys want to, after this broadcast, heck, I've got a hosted session coming up. Jetta's at Lanier Dirt, just to kind of get ready for my front wheel drive race at Springfield Raceway.
All right, man. Well, good luck in that, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, see you guys.
All right, let's go ahead and talk to Mr. Rocket Man, who might have got saved by a caution after not coming in for tires when the whole field came in. Luckily, the caution came out right after that. You're able to get 4 tires put on the car, drive through the field, and really kind of solidify your championship, as I think you're going to next week with at least a 16, 17-point lead, and that's pretty comfortable at a track like Charlotte where you're really good at.
I wouldn't say comfortable, but yeah, I did forget that pit entry was in turn 2. I was sitting there anticipating and going into 3 and 4, and then I saw everyone shoot down pit road, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot to pit." And yeah, I wasn't too worried because I knew they were gonna, like, someone was gonna wreck again, but there was a chance that we went green, and obviously we didn't wreck very many times after that. So if it would have went green after that, I would have been screwed. I didn't even have enough gas in it to make it, but yeah, luckily, luckily it worked out still, and I was able to hit the next couple laps and make my way back up front.
Yeah, I won't lie. I was kind of hoping for a little bit of misfortune for you, just to make the broadcast more entertaining next week and you have a tighter championship battle, because it's 15, 16 points. It's kind of hard to make up when there's no stage breaks or anything like that, and I think we're fielding like 23 cars, so yeah, that's a pretty damn comfortable lead going into next week.
Yeah, man, it should be a good battle though, to say the least. Yeah, you know, we're getting pretty good entry list here, and lots of drivers showing up, so anything can happen. Don't get me wrong, I'll definitely gladly take the win tonight and go in with as much of a cushion as I can, but you can never feel comfortable, you know.
All right, man. Well, good luck next week at Charlotte, and I'll probably be talking to you no matter what next week as the champion. So good luck. And let you get your shout outs in real quick.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I just want to shout out the league admins for putting this league together every week, and want to shout out my team, Vendetta, Sim Sports. Those guys are awesome. And I want to shout you guys out in the broadcast booth. Looking forward to watching it back. Yeah, hope everyone watching had a good time, and have a great night.
He's just saying shout out to the admins because he's just sucking up for next season.
Whoa.
I say thank you to the admins every week.
No, he wanted to make sure he said it this week so he gets 1 or 2 freebies for wrecking you guys next season, you know.
I have complete confidence that the Rocket Man will do just fine in Cup.
Hey, I appreciate it, Tony. I'm looking forward.
You know, I won't lie, Johnny. I almost debated taking the 4 just so you couldn't have it. Just to be a dick. I was like, it's available and I have first picks, huh?
I mean, if you want it, bro,
no,
you take it.
No, I have my number for a reason. I hate Logano, but I do. You've seen I do something special with my numbers on my car. So
yeah, what was I gonna say? Is the Fords available in Cup though?
To be determined. To be determined.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
As
we'll be
right
reaching
now,
out here pretty quick to get you guys all sorted for the guys moving up to Cup next season. I think
Right
I got
on.
Monday as the cutoff date for anybody in Cup
Yeah.
changing numbers. So after Monday, we'll be reaching out and getting you all sorted for next season. So congratulations on the win, and we'll see you next week and next season in Cup.
Thanks, Tony. I'll see you boys later. See you
All
next week.
Later, man. All right. Well, that was something. They had quite a few cautions, but a good green flag run at the end of that race kind of made up for it. Next week, final week of the season for everybody. Cup, Xfinity going to their championship 4 race. 4 drivers left to battle it out. Points don't matter at all. It don't matter how many laps you lead. It does not matter how many stage points you get. Nothing matters. You just got to beat the other 3 drivers. You guys can finish the last 3 as long as you're that first playoff driver. He'll be crowned the champion. As far as I'm aware, the only crazy thing we have had happen for the championship race, I want to say, was the year Ethan won it. That was probably the wildest finish.
That was pretty crazy.
If I remember, I think Cohen's entered too hot, took Angel out, and Ethan just full gunned it through the wreck and crossed the line ahead of him. So, hopefully we don't have that at Richmond for those 2 series. Hopefully it's pretty good racing. There should be interesting to see the Arca cars handle there. I know the Cup cars aren't too bad there, but Arca should be interesting. A fairly, I wouldn't say flat short track, but very easy to wheel spin off of 2 and 4. And isn't Richmond the one that has a huge bump on the Highline, or is that Iowa?
That's Iowa.
That's Iowa. Okay, Richmond's more smoother. Okay. So Richmond should be interesting for the guys. Trucks, they will be going to Iowa next week. I didn't even look at standings. Are they even close in trucks? Oh, hell no. It's another 20-point gap. Joe Roberts has that locked up. Where's Chicken Man been this whole dang playoffs, man? Just letting Joe run away.
He had a work schedule issue. That's why he kind of he let us know that he was, if he did race any playoff race, it was gonna be like 1 or 2 at most.
Man, I swear, Joe Roberts has the best luck in iRacing. I swear. He has cautions fall when he needs them. He has people don't appear. That's his only competition. It's like, I want your luck, man. Oh my gosh. So, trucks are going to Iowa. Arca will finish off Relentless Season 5 at Charlotte for their final race. And Brugg more than likely going into that race. Probably about the same gap, 17 to 20 points range. So as far as the Arca and trucks go, I would call that a dang near wrap. Not saying it's impossible for Brugg to lose it, but it would be like winning the lottery for Collider if he does get the championship there. And I think with the turnouts in trucks, pretty sure there's no way Joe's losing it.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for him to give away, even having a bad race. So I think the real good races to watch next week are going to be Xfinity and Cup, where, like you said, highest finishing championship for driver wins the championship. So should make for some good entertainment.
And strategy should be interesting too. Like, I'll be honest, we might see, like, especially in fantasy, maybe like Sam Gordon and Justin May, maybe kind of just chill out, wait for mayhem to happen, or hope mayhem happens. No offense to Sam and May, I just don't think they have the speed at Richmond to keep up with Banks or Schaefer. So Banks looking to go back to back. I don't think we've ever had a back to back champion.
I don't recall there being one. But
oh, Joe's looking to go, Joe's going back to back too.
Yeah, trucks.
But yeah, as far as, I mean, technically Angel took that season off. Technically, he has 2 straight seasons he's won, but yeah, and Angel can go back to back too.
Yep.
Yeah, next week should be interesting. I'm kind of curious how Xfinity's going to play out, and same with Cup. That should be very interesting. I think Cup's more tight as far as speed goes than Xfinity is, though, for sure.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see who makes the right call at the right time.
Yeah, but we'll catch you guys next time. Y'all stay safe. Have a nice weekend. Congrats to Brug getting win like number 20 on the season.
9, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I think we just saw that like a season ago. Someone dominating all season and going to Cub, but but attitude got the best. And we'll leave it at that. But we'll catch you guys next week. Y'all stay safe. Ooh.